Tennis is an argument over space. It's about trying to keep yourself from being put in the area where you can be hurt while keeping your opponent in the area that you can hurt them. It's about knowing what shot needs to be hit from what area. It's not just about forehands and backhands. Several videos ago, we introduced a system of breaking the court into zones to start helping you with these decisions. I want to add to that now for the better players. When you see how much better you play, not hit, but play, when you're playing the position on the court, you will realize that your forehand and your backhand were not the liabilities you thought they were.
So he first took a way that and missed. The second he managed to hit right down at his feet. Way down.
Oh. No. Just to do a quick review, not that you've forgotten or didn't understand, but just to make me feel better. From somewhere here, this area here, back. From this area, back. This is the neutral zone. You hit neutral balls from here. From somewhere here, from roughly about here, up to that beginning of the offensive zone, up to the next zone. We're transitioning from one zone to the next. So we hit a, yes, you're right, a transition ball from here. And then up in here, from somewhere here, past the service line up. And from here, roughly forward. This is offense. Previously, as we just reviewed, we're going this way. This is how we're making our decisions based upon our depth in the court. What we're going to add now is, first of all, we're running the zones this way. We're not replacing these zones, we're adding to it. So from somewhere in the middle of the court, and the width of this area depends on how good my opponent is and how well I'm playing. From somewhere out here, in the middle of the court, I'm on the offensive. So I can hit this ball anywhere I want to. I can take the ball, I can go inside out, I can go down the middle, I can go cross court. Because I'm in control of the middle of the court staying here. That's about this area here. It's that point which decided where I'm no longer on the, somewhere over here where I'm no longer on the offense. I'm moving into this neutral area. And I'm neutral because I'm farther away from where I want to recover to. So if my opponent drags me over here and I need to hit the ball back cross court, my recovery spot is somewhere around here. Okay, this. Of course, you remember that your recovery spot is here because you know that your job is to bisect the angles of reply. So when you hit a ball cross court over to here, your opponent has two outside choices. One is to send the ball back this way through the sidelines, and the other is to go down the line. That places you in the middle of these two shots here, and so you've done your job.
Fascinating.
This is clearly farther away than I was when I was in the middle of the court. So I have to build the time into my shot to get back to my spot, which means I'm going to have to put a little more air under the ball and get it a little bit deeper. Neutral. Neutral. When we're dealing with baseline rallies, the trick to consistency is really, to keep it simple, a consistent approach. So if I'm always ready, in other words, for every shot, if I'm 100% ready for every shot, I'm probably going to make it. But if after each shot I'm a little bit less ready, I'm going to start to miss. And the way I get less ready is I misplay this ball. So I don't understand. I'm coming over here into the neutral zone, right? I'm going to hit this ball. I overhit it. Now my opponent gets back to me, but I'm not ready. I'm already still recovering over here. Oh, I got to get back to this ball again. What I'm suggesting here is you understand before you hit the ball. I move over to the ball. This is trouble right here. Trouble, 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 right? Get a little air under it. Get back here. Now I'm ready to play, just like I was before. Just as if it was the first ball of a rally. And the more I can keep that going, the more balls I'm going to keep in play. And it's still true at this game at every level. If you don't miss, you can't lose.
Fascinating.
And now the new zone that we added, the defensive zone. Okay, so I'm just showing you the right side of the court because the camera doesn't go wide enough, but this is true on both sides. And it's also not true, just to take a step backwards, depending on how well I move to my right or left, which is not always the same, my offensive zone to my forehand side might be wider than it is to my backhand side. You know, the stripe won't be right down the middle of the court. In other words, it might be 2 feet to the left and 5 feet to the right. And I'm going to tell you in a minute how we determine that, but just to go forward with the defense. So as I move over here, out of this neutral area,
from here out that way, both sides.
well, now I'm in trouble. You can see, right? I'm way out here, far away from my recovery spot. Probably my opponent's going to press now. Sensing I'm in trouble, they're going to step on up, easy for me to say, up onto the baseline, anticipating something weak. So here I got to get under this ball. I air it out, and I'm giving myself that time to get back into this position here. It's very frustrating for them to think they have an opening and have me not give into it. They'd much rather have me come over here and say, oh yeah, you think that's good, huh? Watch this, and try and whack some shot from here, maybe down the line, maybe cross court, and just have them take advantage of the open court that I've left behind. So the zone system's answering these questions for you as you move, right? Offense, okay, neutral, be patient here. Defense, emergency, whoop, 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 throw it up and get back into the point. And at the very least, you're gonna make them beat you.
Fascinating.
And now, as promised, I'm going to give you some guidelines for determining how wide these zones are going to be. And it's a pretty simple guideline. We're just going to go with your results. So in other words, if you decide, hey, I'm on offense all the way over here and you're playing offensive shots and you get your butt handed to you, it's not offense. This is probably neutral. Against very tough players, you have to be careful out here. You might have a very narrow area in the middle of the court where you can play offense, and it's a lot of neutral and early defense. Just because they're a little bit stronger than you doesn't mean you can't beat them. But one thing about winning you have to understand is it's a lot easier to get somebody to lose to you than it is to beat them. When you view this game as an argument over space, you're going to let the location on the court determine the proper shot, which is really how it should be. It's not a battle of egos. You're not going to say, oh yeah, you think you can put me over here, watch me hit my way out of it. It's not going to work. If you just choose the shot, and if you just can learn to let your opponents make mistakes before you do, you're going to win so many more matches.
Please, Spock, do me a favor, and don't say it's fascinating. No. But it is